everybody. This is Entertainment TV. I'm Chris.
I'm Allison.
And I'm Paige.
And we have a great show coming on for you guys today. We have a couple of special guests, which we're also missing one of our other show members. She's setting something up right now. We have a couple special guests for you guys, and we are really excited about it. One is a rapper, and one is a poet.
In other good news, we now have a new backdrop. Woo!
Absolutely, check it out.
We are the first show to use it here at Listen
So yeah,
Vision.
we're testing it out.
It was big news for us this morning, you guys. We worked really hard setting it up. It looks nice now.
And Chris, didn't you actually design this
Yeah,
one?
I did. I did actually design it with the help of our engineer, who's over there, Jacob. We tag teamed it, I'd say, and I think it came out pretty well. I'm definitely proud of it. But yeah, absolutely. So yeah.
All right. So Skylar, are you ready? Yeah.
So first we have someone that's a rapper, a local rapper from the D.C. area that's going to call in here, and we're going to speak to him over the phone, so this should be really interesting. We're just waiting on him to call, so just give us a second here, guys. It's coming.
It's coming. There we go. You got it?
Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on, man? How you doing? I'm Chris. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name's Styles. You know, Styles of also Gang DDG.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, where are you from?
I'm the city of Washington, D.C. Down here by 7th Street, Wood Terrace, over there by Gallery Place, Chinatown.
Okay.
Okay. Solid. We're all from the D.C. area as well.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and your music.
Shit, the music, I started doing the music when I was about like 13, 14. Really, I kind of grew up with it. Like, my cousins and my uncles was doing it, so it was kind of a part of our like family culture. Ever since I lost my cousin that year, I got into prison for it. So right now, we really doing things. I'm working on our mixtapes. I'm working on this Ballers for Bucky. You know, for my little cousin that just passed last year. The music is really everything to me, so I put everything into it, as far as money, as far as time, as far as consistency, as far as heart. I feel like if you want this to be something, you got to give it all to it.
Absolutely.
So what is your songwriting process? Like when you rap, like, and you hear a beat, what is it that makes you like come up with the flows that you do?
That's kind of hard to answer. Sometimes you get a beat that you hear and you just automatically words come to you. Then you got the ones where you hear and it takes some time. Like the longest process I ever had is writing a verse that took me about a week and a half. Because sometimes you got a beat that's so good it intimidates you, and you really want to think about everything you saying before you say it. So you take as much time with the beat as you can. But I feel like anytime if you take it either a week or an hour or two into writing your verse or to writing a hook to any song, you just got to be focused. It don't matter really how long you take. The only thing that matters in the process is being focused and knowing exactly what I'm going to say on this track is what I want to be said, what I want to be heard, what I want people to take from what I'm saying on this feature that I'm doing or this track that I'm putting out.
What would you say is your like purpose? What do you want to be heard exactly? You know.
What's your message?
Yeah. What's your message? What are you trying to get out there through your music?
My message is pretty much anything. Like, I come from the street, so most times my message is to the people that have been in positions and situations like myself. Pretty much that you know that at the end of the day, things may be hard at the time, but it's always a better light. It's always a better way. You know, you can't give up on yourself because things are hard. Everything that's hard for a reason, and everything that comes good always comes after trial and tribulation. You know, so that's pretty much the word I try to put out there, because I feel like nowadays with everything that's happening in the media and all these people being killed by police and all the gang violence, is like, ain't too much for us to look up to nowadays, especially with the music, because nobody's saying anything real most times.
Okay. So what do you look for in a beat when you're kind of selecting a beat? What type of aspects are you looking for in it?
When it comes to something like that, it's really what grabbed me. I'm more of a bass man and I love drums. If there's something with a nice snare to it, I'm automatically on it. Most times, it depends on just the way that the beat feels to you. You know, sometimes
Right.
you hear a pop beat, you could be a good R&B writer, and you hear a pop beat, and you just like that beat just for any reason. You know, I think it's just whatever will fit you, whatever you feel grabs your attention at that point in time.
So do you not really stick to a genre? Are you saying like you just if you like a beat, if you ride with it, like you'll work with it?
I'm sorry.
I said I do not really stick to a genre. Like, are you down to work with it, whatever kind of music, as long as you like ride with it, basically? Is that what you're saying?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What you saying?
So what genre would you say you are? Are you able to work with every genre of music, or do you kind of stick to one type of music? Like what would you describe your own personal type of music? Trap,
Well,
R&B.
I feel like I'm firmly rap.
Okay.
But if you want to be an artist, you should be able to cross over to any genre because that's a part of the job, you know. If you want to be heard, if you want everybody to hear you, you got to be able to relate to everybody. So,
Absolutely.
like, it's a dream of mine to be on the country song one day.
Huh.
Okay. I feel like that might be dope, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
That might be dope.
Get a little stare on that.
Yeah. I feel you.
Okay,
Alright.
so here's another question for you. If you could work with any artist in any area,
Alive
who
or
would-
dead?
Alive or dead. We'll throw that in there too. Who would you work with?
J. Cole, hands down, J. Cole.
J. Cole. That's a fair
Okay.
deal. So why do you say that though? Because
Yeah.
he's just such a good lyricist. You just respect him, or do you think you guys would just mesh well?
I feel like I grew up on pretty much his music, and I feel like the things that I want to say, the messages that I want to put out there, is pretty much like the things that he's been working on. You know, I would put it in my own words, but when it comes to somebody that I feel like it's an ultimate dream to work with, I feel like it's him because growing up, like I said, I listen to him every day, and he's pretty much in my mind. A lot of people say Pac is the greatest, and I can't deny that.
Right.
But me being young, knowing that I grew up on a different person, I can't say I feel like Pac is the greatest of all time because I didn't grow up listening to Pac every day. That was my parents, you know. Me and my generation, I feel like Cole is the Pac of my generation.
Yeah.
So to me, that's an
That's a
honor
fair
to
deal.
work with somebody like that.
Wow. Okay, what is your favorite J. Cole song?
Ooh, my favorite J. Cole song, it could be Can I Holler at You? Tears for ODB. Like, this is way back in the day before Cole was really even known. But,
Oh, okay.
I felt with a lot of his older things, like when he did The Blueprint with Jay-Z, Every Day a Star is Born.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sounds good.
So you've been a J. Cole fan for a minute then?
Well, nah, I've been a J. Cole fan since he was out.
Okay.
Fair.
Fair, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in. We're going to go to break right now.
All right, thank you.
Listen vision, listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio. Listen, vision.
Everyone. So since we have a rapper and a poet today, we're going to discuss the differences between rap and poetry. Anybody want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. So it's really interesting. I'd say that rap kind of came about from poetry. I'd say that poetry's kind of been around for a while. Rap isn't necessarily new in the world, but I'd say that rap is newer than poetry. It's something that's came up in the last 100 years. I'd say poetry has a huge history to it, and it requires a little more thought to it, especially in today's version of rap. The thing with rap today is that a lot of it is kind of meaningless, and it's just kind of a bunch of words that rhyme. And I mean, I see where they're coming from because they kind of just do it for the image, a lot of rappers. But I think poetry has a deeper meaning, and I have a more of a respect for certain poets because it definitely is a lot harder to come up with a poem, in my opinion, because it definitely does need that substance to it.
I mean, in a way, though, rap is poetry, too. And I've definitely heard raps that have very good meaning. So, I mean, both raps that have no meaning and then, some that have, like, a really deep meaning. So I can't quite categorize them in that sense, but I see what you're saying there.
Allison?
I mean, I personally love both rap and poetry. So, but I do understand kind of both sides, However, I think that raps that do have a deep meaning like poetry are way better. When I listen to a song, they say music should either move your feet or your heart. You know what I'm saying? So when I listen to a rap that really touches my heart, I think I really appreciate it more. But I feel like there's a lot of good poets who became rappers. You know what I'm saying? One off the top of my head is Tupac. He's a poet, became rapper. No Name Gypsy. You already know she's my girl. Talking about her last week. She was a poet, became rapper. And I just think that it's the way that they put their words together and not necessarily like what they say that really is impactful. I think a poet really knows how to place things and like say things in a certain order that really will draw your attention away. Yeah. Where sometimes I think rappers are just like, oh, like this sounds good, this makes sense, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, like this works, I think poets are much more thoughtful in their placement.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was
shit.
trying to go with it too. I feel like poets think about it a little more than...
like slam poetry maybe though.
Yeah.
No.
I think one of the most powerful differences for me is the delivery. Like, so when you're delivering... Like, I write poetry as well. So if you're delivering a poem, it's like you have... I don't even know how to explain it. It's just... it's just their delivery is just so, like, powerful. It's just...
Right.
Impactful.
Yeah, it's impactful. Like, it tries to speak to your soul. Like,
yes,
it sounds
exactly.
like they're yelling at you, but it's really, like... emphasis on certain words.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that,
like firmness.
Yeah.
It's like they're not really gonna budge, you know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna I feel you. But you wanna know what? There's something about like a good banger though.
It
Guys,
is.
there's something
It
about a
is,
good banger. You
definitely.
got a good beat going with somebody spitting something. You're like,
Well,
oh,
that's the difference between poetry and rap, in my opinion. It's that it's the production behind rap which really makes rap what it is today.
Yeah.
I'd say a lot of rappers wouldn't be anywhere without the producer or the engineer behind them, because that's what kind of draws the people in. Like, no offense to Lil Uzi Vert, but I'd say a lot of his success is because of the people behind him, like TM88 and a lot of the other producers that are doing stuff with him. I'd say like the one song. I mean, I guess there is a message to some of his music. I shouldn't take that all from him, but I'd say a lot of the song is from the production, and that's why rap is so big in today's version. And you look at poetry, and it's not as it's not necessarily, I mean, it's well known, but it's not the most, like, people aren't going to be listening to poems. I mean, some people will, I guess, but people aren't really riding around in their cars listening to poems all day. But
yeah.
Well, what would you guys say that if we took the music out of the rap, does it become a poem? Like, what makes it a rap versus a poem is the question.
That's
a
a
good question.
tough question. That's like the chicken
Yeah.
or the egg, bro.
Honestly, though, if you took the beat off of half of these rap
It almost just sounds like, a slam poetry there, but
Like, hey, all
No, I feel
ad-libs
you.
nowadays.
I agree with that. You know,
Yeah.
I think you can take a poem and put it onto a beat, but I don't necessarily know if it's the same way if you have
Yeah.
a rap that you take the beat out
or
of.
even if it's just someone freestyling,
Yeah.
with no music behind, like, does that make it a poem then? Or, like, what's the difference between the freestyle and the poem?
I kind of want to see this as an example. Like, I wish
We could do like a music case study on this. I feel like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that'd
saying?
be
Like,
dope.
a
yeah.
dissertation on this.
Yeah, for real, because I mean, it's. I feel like it's a matter of opinion, but I think a lot of
Yeah.
it is like, it really just depends on one who's doing it, because some rappers, I personally can't understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, they ain't saying something, and I'm not even sure if I'm with it or against it. But then poets, they're very clear, very concise. Like, their words are very like thoughtfully put together.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that a lot of rappers don't study, like, because, we're at, well, no, I'm saying they don't study diction, because, we as, like, musicians, we study, well, especially as a singer, like, you study diction, you
Word
study it in
emphasis,
different
everything.
language and stuff like that. So I think that poets, like, they have more training when it comes to that. But when you're,
Yeah.
like, a rapper, it's more just, I'm just going to spit this because it sounds
Well,
good.
it's kind of like,
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
having to put the emphasis in the words, you have the beat there to put the emphasis in the song for you. So it's like a toss-up, I guess.
Yeah.
No, you don't have the beat whenever you're saying a poem. So sometimes you kind of make your own rhythm to it, and you have to emphasize certain syllables, certain parts of the words, and that's what makes it flow.
But what do you think? Do you think that rappers who started as poets have an advantage?
I feel like they might.
I feel like they might.
lyrically, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I would
say,
think so too. I would.
yeah.
I
But
think
I mean,
so too.
if someone can write a rap or a poem, that's respect, because I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just putting words together, making a concept, and that's a lot of lines in a song.
Yeah, telling
Like,
a
I feel like
story.
if you're a
Yeah, I
rapper,
feel
you are somewhat a poet, at least.
Yeah. But the point that I was just getting at is I just think that poets would have that little bit of background knowledge,
Yeah.
that would just like kind of propel them forward, especially if they were ever encountered like writer's block. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's a really real thing that a lot of musicians struggle with. Like, I know I've had bad writer's block before, just a couple days come and hit you and you just are sitting there like, I have actually nothing.
Yeah.
So I think that a poet might be better equipped to deal with that than
Absolutely.
like a rapper who
I could
just
see that.
has been rapping,
At least a trained one, that is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Or just a well experienced one, I guess.
Yeah.
You know.
What
Either
makes
way.
somebody a well-experienced rapper?
I would say okay. If you're asking my opinion, I would say one. They have a wide range of different kinds of songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They're not just like
definitely.
all of the same thing.
Yeah.
you
I'm
know?
so tired of
Like,
hearing the
not-
same song over
Yeah,
and over.
exactly. Like not all fast raps, not all slow. Like I would say if they have a wide mix of like in between both of those, like where they're really spitting and like kind of cool and sometimes.
Right.
I would say like experience, like having a long time rapping.
Yeah.
And my third point would probably be just like the amount of like I'm not trying to say like they have to be well known, but I mean if you've been in the game for a long time, like I feel like you should have some kind
Well,
of
one time
Popularity
I
behind
yeah
you.
something
Fan
yeah
base.
something yeah
Yeah,
I
if you're good,
heard,
you will have it.
yeah.
Probably.
heard though one time what makes a rapper is if they can freestyle too. You know, like, are you really a rapper if you can't just spit out a couple of bars for people? And I'm like, I mean, I can't, but I'm also not a rapper, so I don't know. What would you guys say about that?
I would say, first of all, come to Freestyle Fridays.
Yeah, yeah.
And
If you're
win
really
this
trying
2
to see.
hours of free studio time. Second of all, just like, I think one thing that Jeremy really taught me here was that rappers they're kind of like when it comes to freestyle, they're kind of like comedians. Like, it's just about the punchline.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just gotta think about where
Yeah.
you're going in the sentence, and then you can figure out where you're gonna start at.
Yeah. I mean, I would just say, for me personally, a freestyle wouldn't really go, wouldn't really determine for me if somebody's good or not, just because, like, I think that there are just some people who aren't good under pressure.
Yeah.
There are just some
Yeah.
people who
Yeah, you
just,
know, I can see that.
and I don't really take that away from them, because if
Yeah.
you're a good artist, you hear a beat and you have like a week to like write down something and you come out with a bar, like, I think that's way more important to me than if somebody can freestyle.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I can
But
relate
I
that with
respect
other
people who
bars,
freestyle
too.
because that is hard.
I mean, it's hype. But yeah, but I mean, like with dance, you know, I can consider myself a dancer. I don't like to freestyle. Because it's too much pressure. I'll do it in my room alone. You know?
Yeah.
I'm sure people will try to rap alone in the room if they don't like freestyling. But
that's me, bro.
Honestly,
yeah,
I
I
feel
get
like
your point there.
I feel like I can't judge a rapper on their freestyle only because, like, me being a writer, like, I know that when I sit down there and I take my time and I sit there and like work on the words and stuff, I know that it just has better quality regardless. Like,
Yeah.
anything that you put time and effort into is gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're great, but if you
Yeah.
have the talent,
Yeah.
but
It'll hopefully be
But I mean,
amazing.
you want to know what I got to give credit to my freestylers out there. You know, sometimes when somebody's got a good freestyle, you know, and they hit that line, you know, that they've been waiting for the punchline, and it's really good. Like, that is an energy that I think is really hard
Yeah.
to
And
like
that's just
replicate.
a whole nother level of
You know,
talent,
yeah, I think it's
honestly.
really hard to replicate, even if it's somebody rapping a rap that's very well known. I think
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like you still don't get the same amount of excitement as when somebody's freestyling and they hit that one
Yeah.
bar. You know,
Yeah.
and
It's
everybody's
a
like,
different
"Whoa,"
level of
you know,
genius, really.
Yeah, and you're saying the quality. I'm like, you know, sometimes I've heard freestyles. They're not that great of quality, but like they'll just get like some simple line, but it just makes sense and it works and it goes with the beat, and you're just like, dang.
I also like when they play with different meanings, like when they use like the same word, but they can use it 3 different ways
Oh,
and make
yeah,
it a whole
yeah.
different thing, and you're just like, wait, that blew my mind.
Yeah,
Where did that come
no, I
from?
feel you. I feel
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
All right, so but if someone's a good freestyler, are they automatically a good rapper though? Put that into context. In my opinion,
Not
I'd say
really.
no, because there's a lot of battle rappers out there. Like, if you just go on YouTube and search battle raps, and they're great freestylers, but kind of irrelevant in
I mean,
actual music scene.
Like I had that a similarity with dance where I'm saying, you know, I'm a dancer, but I don't like to freestyle much. I've also seen a lot of people who are great at freestyling cannot take up choreography. So, you know, a rapper, you know, is making them a
Right.
good rapper. What if,
Right.
you know, they get a job and they're supposed to rap some certain song, they're supposed to write it down, and they just can't do that. You know, they have to just spit it out instead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, the thing that where the line is drawn is that there is a certain level of musicality that goes to making a rap that you don't necessarily have to have for a freestyle. You know, like, you don't need to do any ad libs, you don't need to do any doubling or any, you know, any kind of melodic anything really in a freestyle.
Honestly, getting in the studio is a whole different art.
It's
to
a whole
itself.
different ball
Like,
game. You know, you're gonna feel differently.
Absolutely.
There are changes you have to make even
yeah.
to your voice to like specialize it to go to the beat. Like,
Yeah, and
stuff like that.
and like you're gonna have to be in a booth. You're gonna have the headphones on. You're gonna have somebody talking to you, telling you what to do. You know, like, some people can't handle that. You know, they can handle being on stage with a bunch of people, but they can't really handle, you know, that kind of pressure. So I would say no. But if you can sing a little bit and you can freestyle, then I would say yes, you can. But you can't sing, you might have a little problem.
Well, all right, guys, we're gonna take it to a break. Thank you for tuning in. When we come back, you're gonna meet our poet. Yay! See you soon. guys, so we're live with Zach. So Zach, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Zach. I'm a poet. I go to Howard University, and I've been doing poetry for about like 4 years. And I really take like the art form very seriously. So like I've done like slam poetry. I perform at Spit That on like 733 Euclid for the people out in DC. But like yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'm from New Orleans.
What do you major in?
My major is psychology, and like with psychology, I want to do child psychiatry eventually. So I'm pre-med biology minor. So that's a big goal of mine.
So what made you get into poetry?
So originally, like, I got to college and I wasn't doing poetry when I got to college, basically. But in high school, I did this speech and debate event, and it was called oral interpretation of literature. And so basically, you would read like poetry, but you'd like make it your own. So what I would do is I would like look up slam pieces or like things from like Def Jam poetry and seeing like people.
I really love Def Jam poetry.
Def Jam poetry
It's
is
great.
amazing. Like it's birthed so many people. Like so many wonderful artists have come out of Def Jam poetry because like mastering that art form like really allows you to just expand and broaden your horizons so much.
So where are you expanding and broadening your horizons to?
So I really, right now, I'm working on building a singular project to release.
Okay.
It's a pretty big project I've been working on for about like 8 months. And it's a combination of songs and poems that basically tell a story. It's a love story. A guy falls in love with a girl and they had, you know, like the whole nine. But yeah, and so like with that, I really hope to inspire people. It's kind of a coming of age story, and it really it takes you all over the place. Like the vibe is it's got a little DC in it. It's got a little New Orleans. It's got, you know, patois and all kinds of different, you know, vernaculars, and it really creates like a dynamic piece of literature at its core.
So let's talk about your DC New Orleans. So what's that mix like? Like, what was it like coming to DC from New Orleans?
Coming to DC from New Orleans was I fell in love with DC the first time I came here. My friend showed me this song called "Viva La White Girl" by Gym Class Heroes, and it's just so sonically pleasing, and it fit the background of DC so well. When I'd see the snow, I came up here in 8th grade, and I was just like, wow, I really want to come back. And Howard wasn't even one of my choices to come to school. I wanted to go to Georgetown, but like when I went there, I didn't like the vibe, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
And I did a summer program at Howard for the SMDP program, and I just fell in love, and I decided to come here. They gave me the money, so I was like,
That's great.
yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about your project. So go a little deeper. Is the boy that's coming of age, is that you?
In a sense, it can be me, but it's really supposed to be like your just classic hero story. Like, it's not supposed to... Like, there's a little bit of my influence in there because I wrote it, and so your subconscious always spills on the pen, like, come on now. But, like, it's really supposed to be, like, for everyone.
Oh, so where can people find, like, when is it coming out? Where can people listen to it?
I can't put a date on it yet. Hopefully, the whole thing will be done by the end of this year. So, like, I'll probably release it on some, like, New Year's Wave or something like that. But I'm trying to get the actual project completed by, like, the end of this month. And then I'm going to go into, like, the video aspect of it. Because it's, like, it's not only just a list of tracks, but it's also a film that goes along with it.
Oh, okay.
So it's, yeah, like...
He's
the
Beyonce.
film will be able to
This is
broken
your
down.
album.
It's basically, you could say like it's like a video album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So you were saying it's some poetry and songs. So we were
Yeah.
actually just talking about what the difference would be between like rap and poetry. I mean, do you have any opinions on that?
So I like it's like the rectangles to squares analogy. Like rap is poetry, but not all poetry is rap.
Okay.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's pretty much that. Like, just because you're a good rapper doesn't necessarily make you a good poet.
In the same way around, right? If you're a good poet,
Exactly,
doesn't necessarily mean you're a good
exactly.
rapper.
Yeah.
I know some people that can get up and like make you cry from a poem, but can't rap a bar to say more about it. So that's like a reality.
Yeah.
It's interesting when you just look at like how they play into each other though, because they're both art forms of expression. Like poetry incorporates a lot more literary devices like allusions, alliterations. Like people like Kendrick Lamar love alliterations with like.
Yep.
Oh my God.
There's so many examples.
So many examples. But yeah, but rappers kind of follow more melodies. Like I've noticed a lot of, I saw this in an interview as well. That I think it was with like Future, and he was talking about how some of the greatest rap songs can be sung as like nursery rhymes. And I thought that was very, very interesting because I was thinking of like, if I sang "I've Got Good Cushion Alcohol" to a baby, it could probably put it to sleep.
So what made you transition start transitioning between a poet and to an artist? Like,
I just felt that one way wasn't enough. I feel like like being a poet,
snaps.
it's like I write a book, I put that out, and that's me being a poet. Or I write a book, do some book tours, put that out, that's me being a poet. Or I write it out, book tours, oh, I'm songwriting on the side. There's even more. Like, it's just, I feel like it's a better way to reach more people.
You needed new ways to
Yeah,
express yourself.
Exactly.
I think with music is a perfect way to reach people too nowadays. I mean, and if you're gonna be a poet, I mean, and if you have that talent to make the music with it, I think that's just amazing. So definitely go forth and do that.
Yeah, thank you.
So when you were like giving me like a brief background about the track, like you're also singing a little bit on the track. So what made you go into poetry rather than singing in the beginning?
I can't sing. I'm just learning how to like hold a note, and I'm getting kind of good at it, I guess.
No, it was bomb, guys. Don't let him play it down.
Yeah, believe her, because I'm trying to be modest. But yeah, like singing, I just no, like, I I'm not a good singer.
I feel you.
But I grew into that, and I figured out how to like. I found my little range, and I make it work for like what I'm going for, the particular vibe that I'm trying to give you.
Can you give us a little sample? Just a little bit. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but you know, just a little bit.
Get some water real quick.
Here go a little feed.
That was some live footage of Skylar being an intern.
Oh, waterfall that. Pressure.
Wow, I haven't been ever put on the spot to sing, so don't judge me if this is bad.
It's okay. Show us a little bit something you wrote. Like,
yeah.
Give us some.
Just hit us with
It
a
could be
little
a
something.
poem
Give
too.
us some-
Yeah, it could
If
be
you
a
want,
poem.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah,
read
we're
a
definitely
poem.
coming through with this.
Yeah, give us a little
Let's see,
something.
let's see.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just give us a little something.
Trying to think of how this one starts. Once I get to the beginning, I got it.
Which one are you thinking of?
Butterflies.
Dang.
Give me 1 second.
We sat here and wrote. And worked on it.
I have something. I got something for you.
All right. We ready. Take your time.
Okay. They said don't give it a name, so you don't get attached. Well, I fell so blindly, I lost all intention of looking back. And as she stands there in her grace, I want to put a smile up on her face. But she don't know my name.
No, she don't know my name.
Oh, she don't know my name.
No, she don't know my name.
I miss the girls I never met, so I kissed the girls I never kept. But when I saw you standing there, red hair, something just moved me. You were just chilling on the step, conversing with your homies, discussing politics and how you seeing through the phonies. I knew this was my chance. I fell with my first glance. But she don't know my name. Oh, she don't know my name.
Yes.
Acapella
Yeah. Wow.
Talking about I can't sing.
Yeah.
You just sang
Come on
acapella
now.
over here, okay? That is a whole other talent.
So okay, so that's part of your piece, right?
Yeah.
So like, what drove you to write that? And then you threw a little Bruno Mars in there. We heard that reference. So what inspired you to write that part?
Bruno Mars is one of my biggest like pop inspirations because this man puts out flawless albums.
What do you think of What I Like right that's out right now? Because honestly, I jam to it.
Okay, I can understand how it can get annoying because it
Oh
can be,
no,
like,
I
overplayed.
jam to that.
Oh, but that song is amazing.
That's-
Like, it's literally a
Okay.
sonic masterpiece.
I was
Like,
gonna say
It
that
is,
song
though.
is
It
fire. I put
It
on
is
in the car
amazing.
and I am just people are staring at me in my car
It's a
and
great
I'm
song.
living my life.
It's okay.
Great
I walk to Metro singing that song. I don't care.
Well, you want to know what? That's one of them songs. You know, you listen to it, and it's like even if you're in a terrible mood, you're like, no, I'm with this.
Yeah,
you're like, I
absolutely,
like
absolutely.
I have literally danced like in a bad mood, still dance to it.
this.
so.
Yeah, that's a song that can really move your feet, bro.
Definitely. But I feel like your song, like, it had a lot of vibe to it. Like, I love it. I love your style. It's just, it's something new. It's something you're not used to.
I try to I don't know. I try to be as original as possible, but like, yeah. I just try
But
to
I
be
feel
as
like I
original
like
as
the
possible.
sample. Like, I like how you
Yeah.
reference the other song with your song, but you
Yeah.
made it your own.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I feel like a
think
lot
that-
of artists feel afraid to, like, give credit and, like, put other people's stuff in there. Like, it's a lot of
No.
great
What?
inventions right now.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
Okay, so we're gonna head to break, and when we come back, we're gonna get a great poetry performance from Zach. See you soon.
Everyone has a dream. It's music for me. If you agree, come and stay with the team. Entertainment team. Everyone has a dream. It's music for me. If you agree, come and stay with the team. Entertainment team.
Oh, just go? All right, so, yeah, this is one of my favorite pieces. I wrote it recently, and it's on my Twitter, at DRZGram, Graham like the cracker. And I'm going to do it for y'all. They told me to write a poem about black women. But as my pen touched the paper, the justice I was seeking escaped me like the air in the lungs of those who won't remain nameless. Miss Davis, Miss Dana, Miss Gaines, far too many names, far too many mothers, lost to the system allegedly meant to protect us. Sometimes I question my right to be angry, like, how can I be mad at the destruction of her black body when black boys take shots at her spirit, spitting on her name as we utter every lyric? What's my favorite word? Yeah, you gotta say it like short. They told me to write a poem about black women. keep going. Just give me 1 second. They told me to. Ooh, this is the second verse. A poem about black women. But that's my They told me to write a poem about black women. I'm just gonna run it all the way back from the top, if that's cool. Sorry about that. I got y'all. Wow. They told me to write a poem about black women. But as my pen touched the paper, the justice I was seeking escaped me like the air in the lungs of those who won't remain nameless. Miss Davis, Miss Dana, Miss Gaines, far too many names, far too many mothers, lost to the system allegedly meant to protect us. Sometimes I question my right to be angry. Like, how can I be mad at the destruction of her black body when black boys take shots at her spirit, spitting on her name as we utter every lyric? What's my favorite word? Oh, come on, you know you gotta say it like short. I was told to write a poem about black women. But in reconciliation, in seeking reconciliation for my sins, and I wrote this poem, I realized that to write of black women is to write of love. To write of black women is to speak of her resilience, how her existence is resistance. The masterpiece poet with the black girl blues is here to remind you, black girl, be free. And when you fly, tell them Dorothy Vaughan sent you. Tell them you're your own queen. Tell them that your dark chocolate caramel skin can't be bought off of shelves. Tell them nappy don't mean nasty, loud don't mean ratchet, bold don't mean problematic, loading guns of your love, shooting fully automatic. Sometimes I wonder why she chose me, how I'm so unworthy, how I've pained her perpetually, how I've taken her for granted, and I've seen what take what she's been given and turn it into hope. They said God was a black woman and I took it as a joke, but then I stopped to think about how selfish man could be and realized that a man would never give his son for me. I've seen black women make a way out of frustration. Black women make sacrifice look like celebration. Black women make no apologies for being the anomaly. Black woman love just be so unrequited. So black woman be my savior, and to her I'll be committed. Thank y'all. It's better on Twitter, so check me out on Twitter at DRZgram, GRAHAM.
Thank you so much for that. That was really good.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, yo.
Don't good, bro.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everybody getting nervous under these.
Our
lights.
first
Yeah, everybody gets nervous.
You were our first performance.
Yeah.
So thank you so
Thank you
much.
for
So
You
good.
blessed
coming,
us.
bro.
Thank you.
Okay, just a couple shout outs before we go, you guys. One is Listen Vision is having a block party on Saturday. Starts at 1. Come to 2622 Georgia Avenue if you want to see some more live footage of me and Skylar being interns.
Definitely.
It's gonna actually be a really good time, so you guys should come. It'll be dope. Another thing is we're gonna put up our social media one more time after we're out of here, and you guys feel free to follow us, contact us if you want to be on the show, if you want to ask us questions, if you want to call in. You can honestly hit up any one of us for. And last but certainly not least, one more time, the intro and outro song that you hear was produced by myself and sung by Skylar. Just getting a little music promotion out there. We really appreciate you guys listening and coming on the show. I think that's everything, right, guys?
Also, shout out to John, the other intern.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But always got to shout him out.
Yeah, our
Wherever
boy
John
John,
is.
bro.
Also, thank you to everybody, to the person that called in, Will. Also,
Yeah,
to our
of
great
course, thank you,
performer,
yeah.
Zach.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming, and we look forward
Zach,
to seeing
where
you.
can
for having
where can
me.
people find your
You
information?
can find me on Twitter at DRZGRAHAM, Dr. Z Graham, Dr. Poetry on Twitter. I have a thread of all my performances, so there's that on Twitter you can check out. I have a YouTube channel I'm working on that'll be out in a little bit, but yeah, follow me on Twitter.
Definitely.
All right.
And we're gonna definitely look out for that project.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
it's gonna
Absolutely.
be amazing. It's gonna
Did
be
you title
absolutely
it
amazing.
yet?
I haven't given it a title yet, but we're gonna get to that probably at the very end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always the best to put the title like right at the end.
Yeah, I feel you. I do that too. I feel you. But okay, thanks again for tuning in this week, you guys. We'll
Yeah.
be here same time next week.
Yep, every
So
Wednesday.
come hang out with your favorite interns.
Always.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.